06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. J&M Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact J&M Spa on 00233244941 002 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show. And the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is
UK.
Starr Radio
UK.
This is Starr Radio
UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Oh, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth and those of you on other planets as well. I want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Friday edition of the Morning Show. This is Starr Radio UK and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London on this Friday morning, the 2nd day of August 2024. It's going to be a very, very wonderful time this morning. So wherever you are, I plead of you, don't even think of touching the dial, because from now until 12 o'clock, where we will be bringing you Mr. Tabiri, or then 12:30, where we bring the program to a close, I will want you to be part of us. Yes, not missing out on anything at all. But wherever you are, do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, so from now till as I did say, 12:30, where I'm going to be your uncle, making sure bringing you everything. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good on to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. To my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, who sees to it that everything is moving along nicely and taking along well. Let me say good morning to you, Mr. Guy, as well. And let me say good morning also to Mr. Laimiko Iki, Felix, good morning, Kojodi, good morning, Shamsuddin, good morning to you. To our own Mr. Dan Tabiri, our money man. Yesterday was his birthday, the 1st of August. Well, Mr. Tabiri, I hope that you made some money to come and share with our astound listeners. And also to Mr. Obi Okoye. Okoye, good morning to you and happy belated birthday. It was your birthday yesterday as well. Good morning to you all. And to every one of you who are celebrating a special day yesterday, I salute each and every one of you. And welcome to a new month. Welcome to a new month. And if you are celebrating anything, or you didn't celebrate, or you went through anything, our thoughts are with you, our hearts are with you. We are with you, standing together with you. Let me also take this opportunity to say good morning to Bishop Adeshina, all the way in Lagos, Nigeria, the RBS office and your colleagues there. I salute each and every one of you. Shamsuddin, good morning. Anthony Adedeji, hey, American man. Massive good morning to you. And let me say good morning also to the one and only Tassino, all the way in Moscow, special envoy to Moscow. I hope you are doing very well as well. And to as many of you who have tuned in this morning, Rachel Agboshode, good morning to you. Pastor Momo, good morning. Reverend Emmanuel Chidi, good morning. And to my big reverend himself, Reverend Michael Esiama, who graced our platform this morning with the Command Your Morning program. Yes. It's one of the best way to start your day, and he brought your way this morning. So, my reverend, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Wherever you are listening to us from, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me take this opportunity to say good morning to and my condolences to my sister-in-law. That is Rosita, all the way in the US as well, for the loss of your younger sibling as well. Massive condolences there. My apologies. Yeah, I have the fan blowing right by me, and therefore standing right by me, and therefore blowing, and then yes. So Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Somebody say, after all, he's human. Yeah, I am human. I'm not I'm not AI, or neither am I a computer, or I'm a human being. I'm a human. Yeah? Okay. So now let's crack on. But do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. That is known as global trotting. We continue from thence, looking at some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. That's bringing you the details of it all. Then at 11:45, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. At 12 o'clock, we'll be taking you. We will be taking you to Kent if our money man is not able to come live to us. If not, at 12:30, we take you to Kent. We take you to Kent to meet our money man, who celebrated his big 50 birthday yesterday. Mr. Tabiri, once again, congratulations and happy birthday to you. All right then. Now let's move on. Let's move on to some of the stories making the rounds this morning. Okay. So the quote for the day says, there is a place for prayer, but hard work is an essential ingredient for success. There is a place for prayer, but hard work is an essential ingredient for success. So don't just say, oh, I'm praying. So instead of you to go do some work, you wouldn't do it. You are just in your room praying and praying and praying. Whoa. God in his own infinite wisdom, when he wanted to give manna to even the children of Israel, has been captured in the Bible. Yes, on their way. He felt it about how many they were saying, is it a day's walk or some distance, so that people can leave their tents and walk down there to go and pick it up. So by so doing, they are working. So God has encouraged laziness. You have to. He said, he who does not work must not eat. So don't think only of praying. Praying is very good. You have to back it up. Whatever you are doing with prayers, you have to present it to God in prayers as well. And then he will link you up with the various things, but you have to work hard to make sure you arrive at that destination. Well, listeners, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, let's move on to the weather front. Let me tell you what is happening on the weather front this morning. It's been quite an interesting one. Yesterday, thunderstorms, however, in the night it was as hot as but today we're going to be seeing breezy with a band of rain moving into the north and the west this afternoon. The south and east will stay sunnier with variable cloud and sunny spells. Late sunshine for Northern Ireland. Tonight, patchy rain will extend from Cornwall to Wales, northern England, reaching as far as North Shetland. Now to the northwest, clear skies, partly cloudy, warm and muggy in the south and the east. Now, looking at London and the southeastern part of England, this is what it's going to be for you. Now, this afternoon will be mainly dry with sunny spells, but there remains a chance of a few isolated showers locally. Another very warm day expected as well tonight. The first half of the night will be characterized by clear spells and areas of light cloud. During early hours, it will become increasingly cloudy with the odd spot of drizzle. A very warm night once again. Top temperature is going to be 27 degrees. The low is going to be 17 degrees. Pollen level high, UV level high, pollution moderate. Sunset 20:46 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:27 hours. Now, when it comes to the weekend weather, let me tell you what is going to happen there. Tomorrow for London it's overcast tomorrow morning with some drizzle. Under the thickest clouds, scattered showers will develop in the afternoon, most with a small risk of thunder. Sky is clearing by the end of the day and it's going to be cooler. Now, Sunday we'll see a mix of sunny spells and cloudy interval. The day will remain dry, settled, and cooler than recently. Okay, top temperature for Saturday 24 degrees, the lowest 13 degrees. Sunday 24 degrees and the lowest 14 degrees. So in a gist, that's what you're going to be experiencing. And then next week we come to the average temperatures for the period, okay, for this time of the year. All right, then. So it's all coming away from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm going to take you straight to the travels this morning as well. And as I will say on this platform, keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. As keep you navigated, our promise, our bond. Now, the Bakerloo line is experiencing minor delays between Queen's Park and Harrow and Waystone due to an earlier obstruction on the track at Willesden Junction. Good service on the rest of the line though. Now on the Central line as well, we are experiencing minor delays between White City and West Ruslip westbound only due to an LDR faulty train at White City. Good service on the rest of the line. The other side, all the other underground lines are running a good service. London Tram in good service, but London Cable Car, my apologies, DLR, that's Thursday until Sunday the 4th of August inclusive. A reduced service is operating between Stratford and Lewisham and between Brecton and Canning Town. This is why they work to increase the capacity of their depot in preparation for the introduction of new DLR trains. During this week, during this work, trains are running at a reduced frequency, so please allow extra time for your journey. And as we've been announcing on the about the London Overground, until the 4th of August, no service between Hackney Downs and Chimford. Replacement buses are operating. And again, there are no service between Hackney Downs and Chimford due to planned engineering works. No service between Liverpool Street and Enfield Chestnut, while emergency services deal with a casualty on the track. Tickets are being accepted on London buses though. Good service on all other underground or overground routes. Okay, Star Radio UK. Now moving on straight to the major roads in London. What have I got for you? A24 and Central London Red routes are all experiencing serious delays. If you can avoid it, do your best to do so. And that brings us straight to the River Bus, where I can tell you shortly, good service there. The London Cable Car is also experiencing a good service, bringing us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. But as I would say, continue to keep your eyes on the roads. Now, cross country, Great Western Railway, Greater Anglia, Northern Rail, Southwestern Railway and Transport for Wales are experiencing minor delays. And then when it comes to Island Line and ScotRail, they are offering special services. So please check before you leave so you don't miss any of your appointments there. Allow enough time to get to your destination. All right then, listeners, let me say it this way. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a commercial, and once we come back, I take you global trotting. Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to exactly 6 minutes past the top of the hour, and let's go global trotting. Okay. So, well, starting from home here in the UK. Seven sought by police after Aldershot Migrant Hotel protests. Now, Hampshire Police is looking for people involved in disruption on Wednesday evening. And then some other stories there as well. I'm trying my best to see whether I can capture all the stories. And the court has revealed the identity of the boy who went on the stabbing spree, killing 3 girls. So we'll be looking into that as well. And then landmarks to light up pink after Southport attack there as well. There are all stories that is making the rounds this morning for you. In other stories as well, in other parts of the world, hugs and tears as Ivan Gershkovich and other U.S. citizens return home. Ivan Gershkovich, Paul Whelan, and Alsu Komashiva are greeted by President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris in Maryland. Well. And then that's there for you. Americans freed in Russia, prisoner swap reunite with their families. 2 years secret talks, high stakes, how prisoner swaps deal was struck. Well. Okay. Alexei Navalny was supposed to be part of it, but it ended up that he died before that time. What actually happened, you and I were not there. Overwhelming evidence, Venezuela opposition won election. That is what Blinken is saying. We'll try to see whether we can bring that your way. But Maduro is saying, you know what, before he went for the election, he says, you want that, I tell you one thing for sure. You're not going to be getting that by hook or crook. I'm going to win the election. So he did 4-1, and he has taken the action that way. So what do you say about that? So come your way from Starr Radio. Kim Jong-un wants Trump back. A lead defector tells BBC. Why do they want? Why does he want Trump back? Because I remember their last summit that they were attending, Trump was upset or whatever happened, and Trump decided to just leave. But it looks like he wants Trump back. Is it because Trump is a pal to Russia and those things? So he said that maybe that will give them a bit of leverage there. Well, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. Still coming in. Mourners gather as Hamas leader Haniyeh is buried in Qatar, and the reprisal effect of what has happened is the worry of most people. Now, Hezbollah leader says conflict with Israel is a new phase after killings. Now, killing of Hamas leader doesn't help ceasefire talks, says Biden there as well. And the IDF failures led to aid workers' death. That is Australia saying that as well. Hamas military chief was killed in July strike, Israel says. Okay. Lots more coming your way from that part of the world as well. And Israel too is looking at it. There is a retaliatory attack there. But we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. Don't even think of touching the dial at all. Now moving on straight. Now big Sudan camp pushes into famine, experts are saying, and Khalif opponent abandons early in controversial fight. A ping pong prowls to Red Sea bubbles. Africa's top shots there for you. And then still on the African continent, frustrated Nigeria's wild days of rage as hardship mounts there as well. A curfew imposed in Nigeria state after hunger protests there. Well, in other stories making the rounds there in Nigeria, Sonolu reacts 5 days after Igbo Must Go campaign by pro-Lagos social media account. Why do we I'll bring you more about that. And PDP urges APC government to review its policies because they think that those policies are the ones that is biting the backside of people, so that government has become so unpopular. Members of the House of Representatives have described the recent call by Honorable Philip Agbese for the removal of the group chief executive of the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, Malam Mele Kyari, and the chief executive of the Nigeria Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, as premature and against it should be parliamentary culture. Well, or parliamentary, I think that is typo there, parliamentary culture, but they're saying it's a premature thing. But if you look at their stance and things that they were doing, what do you think? Well, again, Sonolu is urging agro-food processing companies to crash prices. Now, Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sonolu has urged agro and food processing companies to work towards reducing prices during the time of economic hardship as way of giving back to the society and ensuring food security in Nigeria. Well, they are using dollars to import their food products, right? Okay, and all those things. And then the fact that the borders to the west have been shut and stuff like, and everything that was going on there, decided that, well, we are not buying the thing cheap, so we have to make profit, and they are making profit because of the exchange rate. You said they should just crash the prices. Don't they want to make profits? Well, somebody say that, well, they can cut down some of their profits though. So if that's what it's calling for, well, but some are thinking that it is the core or the policies of government that is bringing about that. But one of the protesters of the Mojola Bankole, who described herself as a widow and breadwinner of her house, expressed frustration over Nigeria's failing economy. Now, made concerns that end bad governance protests might turn violent in Lagos State. Demonstrations on Thursday were peaceful. In other places, there were gunshots and firing of tear gas. But we'll be telling you more about former Vice President, and presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in 2023, Atiku Abubakar, has called on the security agencies to immediately arrest, investigate, and prosecute those behind the genocidal threat to the Igbo to vacate Lagos and other southwest states on a specified date. Well, that is not good, is it? But well, we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. This is Starr Radio UK at 14 minutes past the top of the hour. After his life was threatened, was under threat after a bomb, an attack, the Sudan's Baran, my apologies, has ruled out negotiations with the RSF. I'll be telling you more about that as well. In other stories as well, in Guinea, Musa Daddy's Camara is to challenge crimes against humanity conviction. Guinea's former military leader was sentenced to 20 years in prison on charges of stemming from 2009 massacre of more than 150 people during a protest. We're going to be telling you more about that. Angola announces ceasefire deal between DR Congo and Rwanda, and Central African Republic and Kenya confirms outbreaks of Mpox. There are some of the stories making the rounds there. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We won't recognize your unilateral termination of Vice Chancellor's appointment. UTAC, UCC to Council Chair. A banter there. That's a big one. But do you think it's something that we're going to have anything coming out from? Well, it's all going to be coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And that's from Ghana as well. Kennedy Ejapon fires warning to MMDAs as government DRIP project begins. Well, someone is saying that for the sake of Ghana's democracy, appeal to forces and Richard Jakba's case. We're going to be telling you more about that as well. Still coming on one other story. And then we move on from there. Asiadun Ketia has donated motorbikes to boost campaign efforts in Eastern region. Well, that's quite an interesting one. They are going to be having motorbikes, but somebody will say, are they going to use it for what do they call that one? The motorbike thing. For example, calls for enforcement of anti-vigilantism laws. Now, the former national chairman of the National Democratic Congress is urging government to enforce anti-vigilantism law to avert violence before and during the 2024 December polls. But do you think they will do it? Boy, I doubt. And I know you doubt as well. But whatever it is, now we're going to be taking a musical break. We come back and we continue with the show. This is coming from Theodora Gospel, and she says, "Before I formed you." Enjoy it, and I'll be with you in a moment.
Hear me now, He is the God of creation, the mighty one of Israel. He holds the sun in its place, He calls the stars one by one. That's the God who made you, He has called you His own. Yes, He has lots of you. He's a living God, he can see, he can hear. He knows when you're up, he knows when you're down.
This is Starr Radio UK.
All around the world.
He's a living God, he can see, he can
The best radio show.
He knows when you're down. These are his words.
Only the best music. The coolest way to start your weekend.
I knew your name. I call you by your name. Before I found you in the valley. Yeah, 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 yeah. Listen now. Say a righteous man's steps are ordered by God. So in times of trials, lift your eyes to the hills. He that keepeth Israel, he will watch over you. What they meant for evil, my God will work for your good. God of Elijah, he answers by fire. He's a living God, he can see, he can hear. He knows when you're up, he knows when you're down. These are his words, let every man hear. God of Elijah, he answers by fire. He's a living God, he can see, he can hear. He knows when you're up, he knows when you're down. These are his words, let every man hear. Before I found you in the belly, I knew your name. I called you by your name. Before I found you in the belly, yeah. Now if you believe that, come on, let's say this to the world. He knows my name. He calls me friend. I have the key. He's on my side. Come on, he knows my name. He calls me friend. I have the key. He's on my side. Say he knows my name. He calls me friend. I have the key. He's on my side. Before I found you in the valley, I knew your name. I called you by your name. Before I found you in the valley, yeah. Say, God of Elijah, he answers by fire. He's a living God, he can see, he can hear. He knows when you're up, he knows when you're down. These are his words, let every man hear. Come on, rejoice. Lift your hands up, give him praise. Cause he knows, yes he knows. Yeah.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Welcome back to the program. Yes, sir. You are tuned in to your favorite radio station. Streaming live on all the social media platforms. Yes, Starr Radio UK. And I remain your sincerely the one and only Archie. So let's crack on. Let's look at the details of the stories that we did put across earlier on, starting from home here. Okay. Well, after the stabbings that took place over the last Monday when it took place, and the reprisal effect has been quite worrying, with various people going into demonstrate and all sorts. But this morning there are a few that we are bringing your way. A triple murderer accused has been named, and his picture has been released as well, so that will curb the fake news that seem to be going around for people to, join that to do all sorts. But what exactly was going on with this boy? Because some are saying that he had an issue, he had a problem. You see his picture. Very handsome black boy, but what happened to him? And if he was having some challenge of a sort. What assistance have been given to him? The parents, were we able to spot it? Or again, when it comes to the point where we talk about the fact that, hey, you cannot do this to that, you cannot do that, you cannot reprimand the child, we cannot do it the way that we're supposed to, then what is all that about? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So in view of that, 7 people are being sought by police after objects were held outside a hotel housing migrants during a protest in Aldershot. Hampshire police said a minority of 200 who protested outside the Porters International Hotel became involved in the disruption on Wednesday evening. The force has released images of 8 people it would like to identify. The protest follows multiple pockets of unrest across the country after 3 girls were killed in Merseyside town of Southport on Monday. Now, BB King, 6, Elsie Dot Stancombe, 7, and 9-year-old Alice Da Silva Aguirre were fatally stabbed at a Taylor Swift themed dance class. Now, Alex Muganwa Rodakubana, 17, appeared in the court charged with 3 counts of murder and 10 counts of attempted murder after 8 other children and 2 adults were seriously injured. In Aldershot, a demonstration descended into a mob-type protest. According to a police and crime commissioner, PCC, 1 police officer received a minor injury. Appealing for witnesses, a Hampshire police spokesman said investigations are underway today to take action against those who sparked disruption in Aldershot last night. He said the majority of attendees gathered in a peaceful manner, but a minority got involved in criminal activity, throwing objects and subjecting people to racial abuse. Police have not directly linked the disruption in Aldershot to the Southport attack. Alex Baker, Labour MP for Aldershot, said the situation had been exacerbated by people from outside the community. There is no justification for disorderly behavior, and these scenes do not represent Aldershot and Farnborough. That's what the story says. We all support our shared right to peaceful protest, but we will not stand for people coming to our towns determined to stir up trouble and divide our community. My apologies for that. Yes, I did say the fans are on, and therefore. But then the question once again is, what are the police doing? The Prime Minister had a meeting with stakeholders in the security industry, let me put it that way, for lack of words, and they're saying that these bodies are going to be given enough powers to prosecute and stop people from gathering for such events. But what do you think? What do you think is going on exactly there? What is going on there is the question on the lips of most people. Now, the 17-year-old charged with the murdering 3 girls who were stabbed at a Taylor Swift themed dance class in Southport has been named. Axel Muganwa Rodakubana is also charged with 10 counts of attempted murder after 8 other children and 2 adults were seriously injured in the attack on Monday. The suspect, who is from Lancashire village of Banks, appeared at Liverpool Crown Court and also faces a charge of possessing a curved kitchen knife. He was remanded in youth detention accommodation. The Cardiff-born teenager could not previously be named due to his age, but recorder of Liverpool Judge Andrew Menery Casey ruled it could be made public following publications from the media. The defendant is due to turn 18 next week. The judge said he was mindful of misinformation that has spread regarding the accused's identity. Southport saw a night of unrest on Tuesday following a vigil in memory of the victims, with protesters gathering near a mosque in the Merseyside town. 5 men were arrested, with 1 later charged with possession of a knife after a police van was set alight and bricks were thrown. with 53 police officers injured. A federal Section 60 order, which gives police enhanced powers to stop and search and designed to minimize violence, was put in place on Thursday evening. The list follows the original Section 60 order, brought in 24 hours from 17 hours. But here he sat with his head in his hands, and then saying when the action happened as well, he said when he was arrested, was saying sorry for what he has done. But so what exactly took place? What prompted him to take that action? Well, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now moving on straight to some other stories, because 11:29 the time. A quick one from there as well. A landmark buildings across northwest England will light up pink over the weekend in memory of the young girls killed in Southport knife attack. Alice Da Silva Agia 9, BB King 6, and Elsie Dot Stankup 7 were killed when a knife man attacked them during a Taylor Swift themed dance class on Monday. 8 other children were injured, along with 2 adults, yoga instructors Lee Lucas and businessman John Hayes. Now, Sefton Council said Atkinson art venue in Southport, where a vigil was held outside on Tuesday, will be one of the number of buildings to light up pink on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evening in tribute to those who died. Well, listeners, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Moving on straight to some other stories making the rounds. 3 Americans who were freed in the prisoner swap deal with Russia, including Wall Street Journal reporter Ivan Gershkovich, have arrived back on U.S. soil. Mr. Gershkovich, 32, was one of 16 prisoners swapped for 8 Russian prisoners in what has been described as the biggest exchange since the end of the Cold War between Russia and the West. The exchange at an airfield in Turkey also included the release of former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan and Russia-American journalist Alsu Kumasheva. Now, after touching down at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland, Mr. Gershkovich, Ms. Kumasheva, and Mr. Whelan emerged from the jet to cheers from those on the tarmac. All 3 were greeted by U.S. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris before they embraced their families. They lingered on the tarmac for photographs and conversation before leaving the airbase within an hour, as did Mr. Biden and Ms. Harris motorcades. Now, speaking ahead of their return, Mr. Biden welcomed their release and declared their brutal ordeal is over. He praised the role played by America's allies, particularly Germany and Slovenia, and hailed the release of Mr. Whelan and Mr. Gershkovich and Ms. Kumasheva, as well as leading Kremlin critic Vladimir Kara-Murza, as a feat of diplomacy. The 3 released Americans were then sent to Brooke Army Medical Center in Texas for a medical checkup. The deal has been made more than 18 months in the making. The deal had been more than 18 months in the making and appears to have hinged on Moscow's demand for the return of Vadim Krasikov, who was serving a life sentence in Germany for carrying out assassination in a Berlin park. He is now back in Russia. In total, 24 people were from prisons in 7 different countries were exchanged in Ankara, Turkey's presidency said. The prisoners were from US, Germany, Poland, Slovenia, Norway, Russia, and Belarus, it said in a statement. 10 people, including 2 minors, were relocated to Russia, 13 prisoners to Germany, and 3 to the US, the statement added. Well, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. In Russia, President Vladimir Putin personally greeted the released Russians with bouquets of flowers at Moscow's Vnukovo airport. He embraced them warmly on the red carpet and said they will be given state awards. Among those who returned to Moscow, in addition to Krasikov, was a Russian couple convicted of spying in Slovenia who returned to Russia with their 2 children. Both NATO and the European Union welcomed the release, which is said was mediated by Turkey. Well, listeners, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So whatever the situation is, there's been a prisoner swap exchange, and let's see how that pans out. But so, just tackling stuff from that side, okay? Before we go to South America as well. Now, Donald Trump returning to the White House will be a once-in-a-thousand-year opportunity for North Korea, according to a man in a unique position to know. Ri Il-kyu is the highest profile defector to escape North Korea since 2016 and has been face-to-face with Kim Jong-un on 7 separate occasions. The former diplomat, who was working in Cuba when he fled with his family to South Korea last November, admits to shivering with nerves the first time he met Kim Jong-un. Now, but during each meeting, he found the leader to be smiling and in a good mood. He praised people often and laughed. He seems like an ordinary person, Mr. Ri says, but he is in no doubt Mr. Kim will do anything to guarantee his survival, even if it meant killing all 25 million of his people. He could have been a wonderful person and father, but turning him into a god has made him a monstrous being. In an hours-long interview with the BBC, Mr. Ri provides a rare understanding of what one of the world's most secretive and repressive states is hoping to achieve. He says that North Korea still views Mr. Trump as someone it can negotiate with over its nuclear weapons program, despite talks between him and Kim Jong-un breaking down in 2019. So the question is, what do you think can come out of there? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, U.S. President Joe Biden has said that the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh doesn't help talks over a potential ceasefire in Gaza. Haniyeh was killed during a visit to Iran's capital, Tehran, on Wednesday. Iran and its allies have blamed Israel, although Israel is yet to comment on his death. Now, Haniyeh was Hamas' most senior official and was highly involved in ceasefire and hostage release talks from his base in Qatar. Now, Mr. Biden says he was very concerned about rising tensions in the Middle East. We have the basis for a ceasefire. That is Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, should move on it, and that's Hamas, should move on it now. Now, Israel Hamas recently resumed tentative indirect talks to try to reach a ceasefire in the war in Gaza, though there have been conflicts accounts of progress. At the end of May, Mr. Biden outlined that he said were the terms of an Israeli ceasefire proposal, but still, up to now, we've not seen it being realized. So let's see what is going to happen there. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. But Hezbollah in Beirut, southern suburbs of Dahia, the stronghold of Hezbollah, large crowds wearing black joined the funeral for Fawad Shakur, a senior commander of the powerful Lebanese militia and political movement and the most high-profile member to have been assassinated by Israel during these current hostilities. They carried placards with Shakur's face, waved the yellow and green Hezbollah flag, and chanted some of the group's slogans, sometimes with their fists in the air. According to the Israeli military, Shakur was behind a missile strike that killed 12 children and teenagers on a football field in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights last Saturday. Hezbollah has denied involvement, although it initially claimed an attack on a nearby military base, which raised the possibility that the missile missed its intended target. Shakur, who was also known as Al-Hajj Moshin, was said to be a closer advisor to Hassan Nasrallah, the influential and long-time Hezbollah leader. As people were gathered, Nasrallah gave a televised speech that was watched closely for indication of Hezbollah's possible next moves. The conflict with Israel had entered a new phase, he said, speaking from a secret location, as he always does for security reasons. The enemy must wait for the inevitable response because it had crossed red lines. He added, saying that the reaction will be proportionate to Israel's targeting of civilian buildings. His tone seemed to indicate that the group remained uninterested in another major war with Israel, but there are concerns that they could be sliding into one. So, with all that happening, what do you think will bring about peace in the Middle East now? But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK at 11:39. Let's move on straight to what is happening in South America, where I'm going to bring you this from as well. Now, overwhelming evidence, Venezuela opposition won election. Blinken is saying the U.S. Secretary of State has said there was overwhelming evidence and Venezuela's opposition won the recent presidential election. In a statement, Anthony Blinken said it was clear Edmundo Gonzalez had won the most votes, despite incumbent President Nicolas Maduro declaring a disputed victory. Given the overwhelming evidence, it is clear to the United States and most importantly to the Venezuelan people that Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia won the most votes in Venezuela's 28th July presidential election, Mr. Blinken said. His intervention comes as the president of Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia all called on Venezuela to release the full details of last Sunday's election. Now, last Sunday, the Electoral Council, which is government controlled, announced President Maduro had won the election for a third term, but this was immediately disputed by the opposition, who said with access to the majority of receipts from electronic voting machines around the country, it was false. The opposition has said its own vote tally shows it won the election by a wide margin. Opinion polls ahead of the election have suggested a clear victory for the challenger. President Maduro had previously accused foreign governments of interfering in the election. He has strongly denied electoral fraud and has said that opposition has instigated a coup by disputing the results. The announcement of President Maduro's victory set off deadly protests in Caracas. It has also attracted global criticism, with many governments around the world demanding Venezuelan government release proof of the result. The result has been recognized by Venezuelan allies China, Russia, and Iran. But the US, European Union, and other G7 countries have called on President Maduro's government to release detailed voting data. Posting on social media, Mr. Blinken said electoral data overwhelmingly demonstrate the will of the Venezuelan people. Democratic opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez won the most votes in Sunday's election. Venezuelans have voted and their votes must count. In an intervention by Mr. Blinken is significant after the last election in 2018 was widely dismissed as neither free nor fair. Countries, including the US, decided to recognize the then opposition leader Juan Guaido as interim president and impose sanctions on Venezuela. Mr. Blinken said it was time for the Venezuelan parties to begin discussions on a respectful, peaceful transition in accordance with Venezuelan electoral law and the wishes of the Venezuelan people. Opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, who says she is hiding, has called for mass demonstration on Saturday. Speaking to the Wall Street Journal, Ms. Machado said Mr. Maduro did not win the election. She claimed her party's candidate, Mr. Gonzalez, won by a landslide, and Ms. Machado said she could prove this because she had receipts from more than 80% of the polling station. Ms. Machado appealed for help, saying it was now up to the international community to decide whether to tolerate what she's called an illegitimate government. But again, the question is, you call it illegitimate. They are calling it free and fair. What do you say about that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. 11:43 the time. Let me announce the lines open, and as I did say, we hope to get our money man, Mr. Tabiri, joining in. However, if not, we'll continue wait and bring the program to close. The first part of the program to a close at 12, and then join Mr. Tabiri on one of the discussions that we've had, and which is going on hacking, all that thing, yeah. When it comes to, and then they tell you, oh, are you Mr. So and so, your account so and so and so and so, and all that stuff. So, well, let's see what happens on that front. But it's 11:44. I hope that we'll have Mr. Tabiri there, the birthday boy. I told you, he is the birthday boy. Now, moving on to some other stories making the rounds this morning as well. There have been some social media campaign, hashtag Igbo must go. That is going on, has been going on in Nigeria. Now, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has issued a strong rebuke against a recent social media call for a protest under the hashtag Igbo must go, which demands the removal of Igbo people from Lagos and the southwest region of Nigeria. The governor's reaction comes 5 days after the campaign was started by pro-Lagos X account at Lagospedia and hours after former Vice President Atiku Abubakar condemned the move. Social media users have revealed that one Ifeoluwa Bolaji from Ikorodu is behind the account. His photos have also been shared online. One user offered a reward of 900,000 naira to anyone who can fish out Bolaji. The account has since been deleted on the micro-blogging app. Now, Boyiga, Special Advisor, Akosile, Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to Sanwo-Olu, distanced the governor and the Lagos State government from the reckless, divisive, and dangerous rhetoric promoted by Lagospedia. The governor stated that Lagos remains a home for every Nigerian citizen, regardless of ethnic background. Now, Governor Sanwo-Olu condemned the post as an attempt to create discord between the Yoruba and other ethnic groups, particularly those who have made Lagos their home. He called on all Lagosians to reject such divisive messages and not to let them create unnecessary tension within the state. The post is not only reckless but also aims to sow discord between Yorubas and other tribes. Lagos is a city for all Nigerians, and we will not tolerate any attempt to undermine our unity, Sanwo-Olu said. The governor has urged security agencies to investigate the individuals behind the provocative post and bring them to justice. He reassured Lagosians of his commitment to maintaining peace and stability in the state. In the quote, he said, I appeal to all Lagosians to ignore such inflammatory posts and remain focused on fostering peace and unity. My administration will continue to work diligently to ensure lasting peace in Lagos, the statement concluded. Well, listeners, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But well, the protest has been going on, and some politicians are of the view that policies from the Tinubu government is what is causing hardship for Nigerians. It's causing hardship for Nigerians. But the question is, what is it? So, now one of the protesters, Mojola Bankole, who described herself as a widow and breadwinner of her house, expressed frustration over Nigeria's failing economy amid concerns that hashtag end bad governance protests might turn violent in Lagos. Demonstrations on Thursday were peaceful. Well, so well done to the governor of the state and the people who undertook that demonstration as well. A large procession of protesters, mainly youth, mainly the youth, kicked off demonstration around 8 a.m. in Ikeja, the Lagos state capital, before marching on to Ojota, where they joined other demonstrators chanting and singing solidarity songs. The protesters carried placards with various inscriptions such as "End bad governance," "We are hungry," "There is too much suffering," and "Reverse electricity tariff now." One of the protesters, Mojola Bankole, who described herself as a widow and breadwinner of her house, expressed frustration over Nigeria's failing economy. However, in other places, people were fired upon, tear gas, and people have lost their lives. But in reaction to that, Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged agro and food processing companies to work toward reducing their prices during this time of economic hardship as a way of giving back to the society and ensuring food security. Now, Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a statement, made the call on Thursday during a courtesy visit by senior management team of Olam Agric Nigeria, led by Managing Director CEO Mr. Anil Nasir at Lagos House Marina, saying that Nigerians were currently going through tough times. Therefore, the need for private organization, particularly agro and food processing companies, to think about people's survival and sustainability above profitability at a crucial period in Nigeria. Sanwo-Olu, who stressed the need for food security and support from every well-meaning individuals and organizations, said his administration had done a lot through several intervention programs to cushion the effect of economic hardship on the residents of Lagos State, assuring that he will do more to continue provide succor for the people. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. In reaction to that, the People Democratic Party has urged the All Progressive Congress, led by federal government, to immediately review all its policies that are asphyxiating life in the country. The party, in a statement on Thursday, stated that the nationwide protest by Nigerians would not have come if the APC government had dropped its arrogance, insensitivity, and showed sincere commitment to citizens by taking steps to address current hardship occasioned by its ill-implemented policy. Now, Debo Olugunagba, the party's national publicity secretary, said in the statement that Nigerians can recall that the PDP on several occasions offered advice on the state of the economy to the APC government, adding that the most recent being the PDP statement on June 6, 2024, wherein it urged the president to listen to the heartbeat of Nigerians. There is hunger and destitution in the land. The reaction of a hungry people is better imagined. Mr. President, please act now. Well, the party said, sadly, this council did not receive the expected consideration, resulting in the current situation. So what do you think is going to happen? Well, it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's quickly move on to some other stories making the rounds here. Lawyers for Guinea's former military leader Musa Dadis Camara said on Thursday he will appeal his conviction on Wednesday for crimes against humanity. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison on charges stemming from a 2009 massacre of more than 150 people during a pro-democracy rally in the capital, Conakry. Demonstrators at the stadium were protesting against Camara's plan to run for president when soldiers opened fire on them. He had taken power in a coup the previous year. Kamara fled the country after surviving an assassination attempt not long after the massacre, but returned from exile in September 2022 to face justice, insisting that he was innocent. Now, while in a jail late last year, Kamara was released by gunmen who stormed the country's main prison, but was back in custody hours later. His lawyer said he had been kidnapped. More than 100 survivors and relatives of the victims testified in the trial that started on November 2022. Just before sentencing, the court said charges, which include murder, rape, torture, and kidnapping, had been classified to crimes against humanity. Kamara's lawyer said in a statement that during the nearly 2 years trial, he had been heard of or required to explain the elements constituting a crime against humanity. So he's saying, I didn't do nothing, as my friend would say, but they think he did something. But what do you think? I call him Kamara Kankpe. Yes, but it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Because our time is fast spent, let's move on to Ghana as well. Private legal practitioner Bobby Benson has advocated for the Attorney General to appeal the acquittal of Dr. Kessel Atoforson and Richard Jakpa in the ambulance procurement trial, and emphasizing the significance of such an action for democracy and the rule of law. Godfrey Adame, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, recently announced his intention to challenge the Court of Appeal's verdict in the ambulance case, which exonerated the minority leader and the third accused on July 30. The Court of Appeal, in a 2-1 decision, overturned the trial's court directive for the defendant to present their defense in the ongoing ambulance procurement trial. Justice Kweku Tewia Akabwafo and Philip Bright Mensah upheld the defendant's no case appeal, while Justice Alex Poku Achampong dissented. The defendant had faced allegations of causing financial loss of 2.37 million to the state in an ambulance procurement deal for the government of Ghana. Mr. Dame had urged the court's decision undermines efforts to combat impunity and uphold the rule of law, prompting his resolve to appeal the ruling. But my question is, when it came to some money that have been stolen or other deals like that, he goes on quickly to be defending the individuals because they are involved or somewhat part of their party. Okay? Well, but when it came to this, where justices are saying, no, we don't think that is the right thing, they have no case to answer, he's saying no, that he wants to appeal. And we have another person, a legal brain in Ghana, also saying that for the sake of democracy, that should be allowed. Well, what about the cases that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has brought about? What has happened to all of them? Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK. One final story before we bring the first part to a close. Now, the former national chairman of the National Democratic Congress is urging the government to enforce anti-vigilantism laws to avert violence before and during the 2024 December polls. Speaking with a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Public Administration, Governance and Leadership, Dr. Samuel Fosu Ampofo said he believes enforcement of the law will deter troublemakers. It is something that my research has shown that vigilantism has a great effect on our democratic process, and every effort must not be spared in ensuring that we work very hard to eradicate it, if possible, minimize it to the barest minimum. Vigilantism undermines security and development because investors definitely won't stay in a country where after a changeover people take the laws into their own hands. I believe that the law has been passed must be enforced, and political parties must be encouraged to play the game. The Electoral Commission is expected to ensure that there is fairness and transparency in the process before, During and after the elections, the former NDC chairman stated he stressed the need to maintain peace and order during the election period to ensure the credibility of the polls. The security agencies are supposed to ensure that they create the environment that will enable people to exercise their franchise without any hindrance. If we can create an enabling environment that will engender confidence in the electoral process, I believe that we can fight the phenomenon of vigilantism. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. We're going to take a break, a musical break, and once we come back, I'll be bringing you the Money Hour. Stay tuned and don't you go away.
Done it again.
Alright, alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. Give up now, just get up and go. Tougher situations down me, it's looking like we fit an all-time low. But there's plenty time to go see. These are crazy times, I know. But hold on with me, just stay. We don't have to let up, no. The sun will surely come out. We will be alright, alright, alright. We will be alright, alright, alright. We will be alright, alright, alright. You will be alright, alright, alright. Kudos to you for the strength you keep on showing. How the odds have been against you, but you dare to keep on going. Every day is a blessing, life is for living. You've got this fast and strong, and you bring the fire. Yes, you inspire. You're why I wrote this song. These are crazy times, I know. So hold on with me, just stay. We don't have to let up, no. The sun will surely come out. We will be alright, alright. We will be alright, alright. We will be alright, we will be alright, alright, alright. The sun will come out. We will be alright, alright. Don't you give up, don't you walk on it. Don't you hold on with me, just stay. We don't have to let up, no. The sun will surely come out. We will be alright, alright. We will be alright, alright. We will be alright, alright. We will be alright, alright, alright. The sun will come out. We will be alright, alright. Don't you give up, don't you walk on it. Don't you give up on this journey. Alright, alright, alright.
Broadcasting live online.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to be taking you to our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri. We're bringing you one of their programs that we aired sometime last year, and it's quite important because since Monday or a couple of weeks now, I've been having people who are saying their phones have been hacked and lots of things happening to people on with their phones, and people trying to scam them, saying that, oh, Mr. So and so, Madam So and so is saying, oh, can you give me some money? I am broke. I'm stuck in somewhere. And then people are virtually falling victims to that, because they think that, oh, it's somebody that we know, so we need to be nice to them. But meanwhile, it's their phone that has been hacked. And therefore, this afternoon, it is my pleasure to bring you Mr. Dan Tabiri and a repeat broadcast of what we did discuss a couple of, as I did say, about a year ago. Okay? Scams. Okay? So, just stay tuned and enjoy that conversation between myself and Mr. Dan Tabiri, our money man. Stay tuned and don't you go away. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is the morning show. Okay. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Tabiri.
Good afternoon, Archie.
How are you?
Lovely to be speaking to you again this afternoon.
Yes, so lovely to have you on. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, very well.
Yeah.
The weather has improved over the last few days or week or so. So trying to enjoy it as best as I can. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So he's enjoying the sunshine. While some people are crying, some people are enjoying, you see.
Well, that's life.
All right then. So please, what are we looking at today?
Today, just want to pick up on a conversation we started having a couple of weeks or so ago, mainly around the issues of scams.
Yeah.
Scams, be it online scams, email, text. A lot of people get these emails or voicemail messages, purporting to be from HMRC regarding tax issues and all that. I want to delve into what some of these scams are, what people have experienced, how to spot them, and maybe if we have time, go on to look at also what to do if you have become a victim.
Yeah. Okay. The other time when I spoke about when we're discussing, I did talk about the friend's wife who was scammed. I mean, when they received a call from the an alleged HMRC call saying that her tax something wasn't right, and then the person, the husband wasn't in, so you went to the panic frenzy, and then the next moment paid up to £2,000.
Oh dear.
So when the husband came and they said, they called, they said blah 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 blah, and there's complaint. The husband said, no, it's a scam.
Oh my
but
God.
She'd already parted with that money. I don't know whether she's managed to reclaim that money. And this morning, interestingly, whilst I was getting myself ready, I saw that I was expecting some calls. Then I saw that this number, I don't know it. Let me pick up. They said, your NI number has been used, blah, 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 blah. You have to. I was waiting patiently because I wanted to really talk to them. I pressed 1 and then they didn't. Then I decided to just hang up. Now, so it is something that is going on that if you are not, if you don't take care, you might fall prey to it, and it will be. So what are some of these scams going on so that some of our listeners will know, those who don't know will know, and those who were not part of the program the last time we had a conversation on that will know as well.
Yeah, so first of all, I think is the first thing to establish is that HMRC will never contact you and ask you for your bank details or your personal information, or send you notification by email or text for things concerning tax rebates or refunds or personal payment information. HMRC will never do that. And if they have to contact you by phone, usually or email, they would quote your tax reference number.
That's right.
That is something that these scammers do not have. And so they will not be able to put it in a text or in an email. Some of these contacts come, as you described, some of the contacts, the scams we've had so far, either by text, and it will tell you you have a tax refund for this year, blah, 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 and that contact us on this number or click 1 and then, to contact us. And then once you contact them, they'll start to have the conversation with you and they'll try to retrieve bank details, or sometimes in certain cases they manage to get people to hand over money to get their tax refund. Most common as well sometimes are emails, and then you'd get an email with and then in the email it has hmrc.gov.co something. It looks very realistic. If you are not very careful, it can catch anybody out. Also about refunds or tax rebates, and telephone calls have been coming in. We've seen the telephone calls coming where sometimes, as you described, they threaten you basically that you're going to go to jail or something, tax fraud associated with your accounts or NI number. So we know all those kind of things are going on.
Well, listeners, if you don't know, now you know. Maybe you have some questions, maybe you had some experience and you want to share with us, or you want advice, as Amani Man is saying that, well, if you've fallen prey to that as well, we will be advising you maybe what you can do to do that. So, Mr. Tabiri, how do somebody spot this? Assuming somebody's gotten an email from HMRC, you look at initially at a quick glance, you can just say, oh, this is an email from HMRC. But when you go to reply it, you can see that those of us who scrutinize this will find out that no, that address there, clicking on it doesn't go to the HMRC. Now, how will other people spot that out, sir?
Yeah, so you first of all check the email address carefully. What the scammers try to do is that they would set up an email address, sometimes even it's a Gmail or a Hotmail account with HMRC somewhere in between. So if you don't check the email address correctly, that's you get caught out. So that's one way to find out. So check the email address, check the full email address. It might have hmrc.gov.uk at hotmail.com or at Gmail or at whatever. But the email address of HMRC is not a Google account. It's a gov.co.uk account.
Yeah.
So it should be very easy.
Yeah. Okay.
You could also they sometimes take images from HMRC website, the logos and things like that, just to make it a bit more convincing. So look at it carefully. If you see an original image, sometimes the image is very poor quality, and you can see that this has been adapted from somewhere. Also check the language that they're using. The language is usually very threatening. They come across very aggressive.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea is to get you to react very quickly to them, not consult or get help from anywhere, so that before they are found out, they manage to grab your money and go. And also, if you get some of these things out of the blue, if it's unexpected, that is also something that you should be worried about. HMRC will not contact you out of the blue. Usually, if they have to call you about a tax debt or anything like that, or refunds, they would have sent actual letters in the post to you. So they won't get contact you out of the blue. And then also where the email is asking for personal details, also be warned. And also where sometimes they put in, especially if it comes onto your phone via text message.
Yeah.
They'll put a link in there to click on this link, and then get in touch with us.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't click on any of such links because they may have malware in those links, where they may take control over your phone and be able to access your bank accounts on your phone or access your details, passwords, etc. that you have on your account and take over completely. So those are the things that we need to watch out for.
Okay. Listen, let's start with the UK. Money Hour with our money man, Mr. Tabiri, CEO of GI Accountancy Services. Now, you have any issues pertaining to your accounting? I mean, name it. From archaeology to zoology, he will solve it out for you. Okay, if it's too tough, he will point you at the right direction. So in the right direction. So what about that? Make sure you listen to him all the time. There are lots of discussions that we've had. If you go to our podcast session, they are all there. Or you go to the Starr Radio UK every Friday from 12:30. We have him on, and he's on today. And today we are looking at scams, various scams. Yes. Okay. Now, so. Let me leave it with you, then you can touch on the others and what people can do there as well. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So before we look at what actions to take if you receive some of these, what we need to note is that when they contact you, usually they use a tax rebate to entice you, get you interested. You know, especially at this time where people are struggling, you know, with money and worried about their jobs and all that. These scams are thriving because they know people are worried and people are thinking about where the next money is going to come from. And so it's becoming very, very popular. They know that if they entice you with a tax rebate, you will be interested and you would follow their instructions. So they entice you and then they ask for your personal details, your name, your address, you know, your date of birth, and then they might ask you to confirm your bank or credit card details so that they make issue your repayment to you. In several instances, they've gotten so many details of people, even their mother's maiden names and all that. You know, and once they get that information, they either use it or they sell that information on to other criminal gangs who use the details for all sorts of things. So as tempting as a rebate may sound, if you're not sure, you're interested, I would say get in touch. Find another way to get in touch with. If you receive such communication, get in touch with HMRC and find out about some of these, about the contact, whether it's real or not. If you are not expecting any rebate, like I said, it's very unlikely that out of the blue HMRC will email you about a tax rebate. Usually they would write to you in such instances. So yeah, so that is something to watch out for. You know, tax phishing emails purporting to be from HMRC can happen at any time, but the most common times we see around the tax filing and tax payment deadline, because they know that around those times people expect HMRC contact. So it is another time that we see a heightened rise in the contacts in these scams. And so people need to be aware. So if you get those contacts around tax filing date or deadline, then just be aware or be cautious with that type of contact.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah. So if you receive some of these, like we have discussed, if you receive an email or a text message with a link in it to, you know, send you or link you to a website Please don't put any personal details on there. Certainly do not click on the link, because it might, have malware in there that would be used to steal information off your phone. So be very, 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 very cautious about that. Then we've looked at how to spot the signs of the emails, that they'll come usually with threatening language, especially the voicemail. Some of them, I've listened to one where they say, "We're sending the police to your door right now and you're going to jail." And you can imagine, if you are an older person who is not savvy with all the online text, and you get a phone call on your landline, they target the elderly. And, who are living by themselves, and they get some of these calls and they think it's genuine, it's authentic, and then they hand over lots of their savings to these groups. So it's a very, very serious matter. Do not share any personal details online. Usually they'll call you and say, especially they would mimic HMRC calls and try to make it look authentic, and then ask you to confirm some details so that they verify you, as the person they are talking to. That is a way in which they used to take details off you. So, for example, if you've got a password, HMRC would never ask you to confirm all of your passwords. If at all, they would ask you to confirm some letters or some digits in the password. You are aware of that. If they ask you to confirm your password, know that it's a scam. Do not give any information away easily. Now, if you come across any of these scams, HMRC have opened a portal or telephone number for people to report these suspicious calls, text or emails that they receive. If you forward it on to HMRC, they will look into it and try and get to the bottom of it, and hopefully to stop the scam or stop these people, duping people and stealing our money. So if you have managed to identify them as a scam, then you report it to HMRC. If you have fallen victim to the scam, then your only course of remedy is to report it to Action Fraud. So call the Action Fraud hotline or report it online. Give them as much details as possible in terms of how the contact was made, any records that you have, telephone numbers for the contact, email address, the actual email or text messages that you receive, and everything that happened. If you give them the full information, then they will try some of these. They would have information on some of these scams, because other people have been scammed as well. But it would help them. It would help the police to be able to go after these people. And if you are lucky, they may be able to retrieve your money for you through the banking system.
And that was where I was coming to, because some people would think that, well, if my money cannot be retrieved or I cannot get my money back, then what's the point? And then some people decide, well, they just call it something that is lost, and then just decide to forget about it. But I don't think that is something that they have to do.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's important that we stop these people. These scams are ongoing because obviously they have been successful in very successful, I must say, in other cases. So they are making a lot of money doing these scams, and we need to report it. We need to stop it. If you are able to spot it, remember that somebody else might be a victim. Okay, out of every every 100 that spot this scam, there are about at least five people who are not able to spot it, and they become victims to this kind of crime. So it's important to report anything that comes across.
But if assuming I'm with somebody, or maybe in the office or somewhere, and then I can see that is a scam, that the person is the person feeling that it's the truth, and it's so feeling that that is being convinced to do something about it. Do you think that if I'm advising the person is not okay, can I call the HMRC or this what do you call it, the action fraud to help the person in that step?
Absolutely. I mean, HMRC, what we need to understand that they are vulnerable people for all sorts of reasons in our society, and they are the ones who fall victim most to some of these scams. So if you are a good neighbor, if I can call it that way, then you have to help out. You know, it might seem so obvious to you, some of these scams, but for some people, they're going through so many issues, so many things in their life. Sometimes their head is not even straight, and some of these things come along and they make all the wrong decisions. So definitely HMRC will be happy to speak to anybody who is willing to help another person deal with this scam situation. Okay,
so you see, if you are listening to us, you could be your neighbor's keeper. Okay, you could be your neighbor's keeper. If you see that the person is falling prey to that, please help out, and you can call the action fraud line. But Mr. Tabiri, before we round up everything, can you just sum it all up nicely, and then we can put your contact details across for listeners to know? He is the CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, and you have anything from A to Z when it comes to accounting, you have to just contact him, and I promise you will see the difference in there, from rates to what, name it. Okay, so over to you, Mr. Tabiri.
Yeah, so I think you've summed it up beautifully. We all need to be each other's keeper, and also to remember, HMRC will not contact you on social media, will not contact you on Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter. No, HMRC still uses the main forms of communication is by letter. They have to contact you by text or email. They would definitely would have contacted you by letters before. So you would not, out of the blue, receive text messages concerning refunds or rebates. So we should all just be aware of the situation. If you are in doubt, do not give any information. Cancel the call, and then call a reputable HMRC number that you know or you can find, and you know, get the facts as they are. Don't give any details. If you have any doubts, go to the original source and get that clarified. If you have any concerns or need any advice regarding these matters or any tax or accountancy issues, I'm happy to speak to you on 079-6124-8834, 079-6124-8834. Otherwise, you can also reach me on email at dan@gilaccountants.com, dan@gilaccountants.com.
Okay, listener, that is our own Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, coming your way today. And today we've looked at the various scams that is going around, and we don't want you to fall victim to it. So with the discussion that we had so far, please make sure you get in touch. If you see someone who is falling prey to that, please call the action fraud line, and then they will help out. But for all your accounting issues, as he said, contact him and he will help you on that front. Mr. Tabiri, let me say thank you very, very much for this wonderful time with you once again.
You're most welcome, and it's been a pleasure. Look forward to speaking with you again next week.
Thank you very much. Regards to the family.
I will do. Thank you.
Right then. Well, so that has been Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, our money man, who this afternoon joined us. And as I did say, we are so proactive. We know it's like he is a prophet. who comes out to tell you things that are going to happen, but these are things that are going on. So scams, be aware, get your eyes open and be cautious about things like that. So on that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in to enjoy the program this day. God willing, on Monday we're going to be coming your way with the morning show. However, remember that tomorrow morning we'll be bringing you the Power Hour by the Power Word International Reverend Michael Esiama. Yes, you have to pray. Command your morning before your time, and we'll be doing so. So we want to invite you to be part of that program as well. And there'll be live chat broadcast on Sunday as well. But wherever you are, enjoy the sun. As we say, make hay while the sun shines. I learned this in Ghana, part of Africa, saying that, well, it is very, very cold there. And I looked and I laughed. And I said, what's the temperatures there? But what they are saying, that will be the one that when I walk out, I walk bare-chested. Just a joke. Somebody is cold, they are cold. You can't tell them that they cannot be cold because you feel cooler. What about those in Russia and up there in Canada and all those bits? Well. So on that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in once again. It's been a pleasure coming your way at 11:29. Let's enjoy this tune whilst we sign out. It says, Enfamenko, don't take me there, please. Where? Enjoy this song from Ejebia, a cover version of Kojo Entry song. And when that song ends, so you don't hear from me, it's me Archie say, have a top of the day. Bye bye for now.
Send me, I will say what domino. And I want him makuma. Mede makuma kuwa chewa. Ubitu shenuma. Adam in pen or don't so swell. Yeah. Would me bear with desert? Yeah. Would you ready on the baby with me? Now would me a FIFA when no more? Would me bear was up off no? But yeah, don't know I should share me. All those sad in me pacho. It's your family, see, hey, now Mary or Snam, I'm watching me no day. Oh, do you come here in Teffin, your Quani dot them in fata, come me penny out, bepe me don't ya better me, yeah, do bed in me wagro, and flamenco, Marco Mesa, into me standing, heartbreaks lies, other men flamenco, Marco make it why, and flamenco.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Thanks for listening.